Good morning, guys. It's the 14th of January. We're Signal Centre talking ball. This is our 42nd episode. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare. Good morning,
Good
guys.
morning.
Good morning.
Earlier start today?
Yeah, a much earlier start. I've got to go take Connor Athletics, but I'm going to have Guinness first.
Okay, that's the way. That's how you properly start a day. That is, isn't it?
Yeah, all the paddies do.
Okay, so let's have a quick look at how we ended up yesterday on our Gun to the Head challenge. Another good day for Mr. Coleman.
Well done, Ian.
You got a 1.39 R win on US dollar CHF Swiss franc. I made 0.4 R on FTSE, and Steve unfortunately stopped on Euro SEC. Ian, that makes your lead bigger. 67% win rate across 39 trades, which is pretty
smashing it.
That's the 8th win you've had in the last 9.
Lovely.
Overall, we tipped over the 40% return level.
Even better.
So all heading in the right direction. No big wins, really. Nothing over 2R this year so far for us, but we're grinding it out and heading in the right direction.
Lovely.
So with that, Ian, it's your honour. Have you got anything for us to look at today? Because
Euro yen, I think.
Okay.
It's a bit of correlation, but not a great deal of correlation. Obviously, we've got to remember that tomorrow is the. I know I'm jumping ahead, but is the signing of the China and Trump trade deal.
Yep.
Stocks are hanging around all-time highs. Did see a little move off the tops. And I think if forward thinking, if there's any sort of delay or whatever, then stocks are going to collapse. And this setup, I think, is pretty decent. So we've got Euro yen, pretty mixed, volatile trading all the way up. We've got a bit of divergence now. We've just broken to a new high, but we've got this falling trend line that came from February and April peaks, and that's just capped buying this morning. We've got short for our clients at 122.71, which was our bespoke resistance, and there was a 122.76 high. So we've had a nice clip there. Short term and long term, I think it's a decent risk reward. Short term down to this trend line support of this large wedge, and then obviously long term potentially down to here, which is 115.86. So I'm selling it at market 122.47. I'll have to put a 400 or stop on it, and 120.60 target, which is, don't know what that is actually. Why is it not?
You've got it the wrong way around. You've got a sell.
Oh God!
Sorry, a buy thing on it.
That didn't look too clever for a minute, did it?
Sound like you're in a tunnel, Steve.
Oh, sorry. I said
There
that
he
didn't
is.
look too clever for a minute.
122.47, 122.60. There you go.
Oh
That's
yeah,
better.
that would be very nice indeed.
Just under 5R.
Okay.
Right, stop sharing.
Nice one. So I think looking at that, you're possibly along the right lines. Looking at the yen pairs, they don't seem to, I mean, they're certainly running into some big resistance levels and have had some strong runs higher. So whether or not they keep going, I don't know. This is the weekly chart on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. It's, as you can see, trading in this bearish wedge or downtrend. There's a gap that opened on the 29th of April 2019, and we've had an attempt at trying to fill that and have been rejected so far. Also, that lines up roughly with a 61.8% Fibonacci level. So I'm looking at that on the weekly chart, and then zoomed in on the intraday. This is the 60-minute chart, and we have a 78.6% fib level and also a bit of resistance there around about 73.06. We've stalled at that level and we are turning lower as it stands. So I did want to get in at around about 73.05 today, but it's already heading a bit lower. So I'm going to try and jump on that now. I'm going to sell it at market, which is 72.86. Going to place a stop loss just above those highs there at 73.10, and going to target a move down to roughly here, which is 72, say 72.35. So just 2-1 on that. Nothing particularly amazing, but it's already looking
Already on the move.
on the move. Yeah. So that's my trade for today. Selling New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen.
Lovely.
Lovely. I was going to say boring. 2-1.
It is boring.
It's like that SAS program. Who's watching it?
No.
Oh, the one with the tranny in it.
Yeah.
Can you say that nowadays?
I don't know.
Is that
Yeah,
the politically correct?
I can't remember actually how he called himself
transgender.
No. He's not. He dresses up and he's a drag. He's a drag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's like 7 foot tall and like built like a brick shithouse. I think you can say that these days.
He's on telly at the moment. He's on This Morning or whatever it is.
Oh right. So
because I've just gone to switch Woody's TV off, and he was on there all dressed up
yeah.
in his regalia, shall we say?
Oh right. Okay. Yeah, he's funny. But no,
early in the morning for that. But
they had a woman on there who sort of like was a bit full of herself, and he just I can't remember the name of the good-looking guy that everyone drills over. She started giving excuses why she was the way he was, and he just said boring.
Oh, nice.
God, and then sort of like chucked her out.
Okay.
So that's your 2-1.
Yeah.
Risk reward is
boring
boring.
off.
I don't think people tune in for that. I think they tune in for like 10-1 things.
Come on in, let's have a look what you got.
I'm going to sell Dow.
Going in it.
Yeah,
you missed the boat there, mate.
No, I haven't. I've sold it already. So I've sold it personally. But yeah, we may have missed it for this, but not for the risk reward I'm looking at. We haven't.
Go on, Em.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's sort of like if you look at the monthly chart last month was a little bit of a hanging man. This looks a bit doji like. This month again could be a hanging man and a bit of rejection here. I read the other day that this is the retail clients' most net long they've ever been.
Wow.
God, you've got to get short then, ain't you?
So that's normally that's when capitulation happens. So I'm just maybe saying that just to back my stupid idea up. But yeah, this is when I did it about 15 minutes ago. I was like trying to sell up here, but it's broken through. This channel is I suppose you could say it's a bit of a support level. It's just gone through, but I'd be more inclined to look at these the horizontal levels, 28,794 there. But yeah, I'm going to get short here before it carries on to 28.8.
Take 28.20.
All right, 20. I'll take 20. I'll take what I can. And I'll leave the stop where it is. That's what I'll do. 6.02. So the stop is 8,935 and 28,135 target. Keep it all rounded numbers. 5.96.
Trump's boys are selling stocks then before tomorrow.
Well, it just could be a case of selling buying the news, buying the rumour, selling the facts.
I can't see any news that should be pushing stocks lower this morning, really.
Can I just change that to 28,200? I just wanted to buy it, and lo and behold, these news stories come out, both bullish and bearish. But you see sort of like 60, 70,000 contracts going through in the last half hour. Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's making a few skullduggery going on.
Well, when there's Trump involved, it's always a possibility, isn't it?
Slander.
Kicking the ball out the rough again.
Kicking the ball out the rough, yeah.
Yes.
So yesterday, there was some pleasantries being exchanged between China and the US as they sort of cozy up to each other to get this deal sorted out. There was reports that the US were going to drop their labeling of China as a currency manipulator, and that supported risk appetite. The Chinese yuan that made continued headway and hit fresh 5 months high against the dollar. So that's obviously getting people excited ahead of this phase one trade deal completion, which is expected to take place tomorrow. We also saw fresh equity highs in Asia. Off the back of that, there was talk that China would increase purchasing of US manufacturing goods as part of the phase one deal up to a total of $200 billion. So that's obviously underpinning all the risk features, the risk appetite at the moment. Sterling continues to be undermined by a weak GDP. So, very different compared to what's going on in the US at the moment with the optimism there. Industrial production was notably weaker as well for November, with a decline of 1.2% to give an annual contraction of 1.6%. Further strengthening the case potentially for an interest rate cut. Futures now pricing in a 50% chance of a cut at the January meeting. And also talk of further stimulus as well. So have to wait and see what happens on that front.
Euro sterling's just hit a big level. 85.87 is where we've got our bespoke resistance, and using correlation, we've also got support down in sterling, but a bit just below current levels, 129.30 ish, and we're getting a decent bounce to the upside actually in cable this morning.
Let's just have a quick look at that chart because it looks quite interesting on Euro sterling. There's a level just around the level you pointed out. There's a previous high there, and look at that candle now.
Yeah. It could even try and bodge up a wedge there, couldn't you, if you really squinted
from here?
Yeah.
So if you look
quite an aggressive one.
If you got that break as well, then you'd have a decent sell idea. I mean, if it hangs, if we have a candle looking like that come the end of the hour, then I think that could be a decent selling opportunity.
Our clients are short at here, 87.
Okay. So a nice maybe range play there down towards the lower end of that range.
I was going to say actually that on the Dow, one thing I didn't mention was the divergence going on the daily chart. There's bearish divergence going on.
Let's see if we've got any counts.
Look at Dow.
Yeah, I've got it out here if you want it.
Daily. There's a 13 count on the daily.
Oh, there you go.
On the high actually.
See, we got this.
You potentially got a bearish outside day already, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely flying down now. Flying down? Do things fly down?
Fall out of the sky, don't they?
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah.
Planes.
Maybe we can't. Oh, don't say
Ukrainian planes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bearish outside day at this point.
We got MACD on that.
Yeah.
Always a
colour to them. Yeah. So
it's
quite substantial actually on the RSI.
So we're all off the same hymn sheet really this morning, aren't we? Lower stocks.
What can go wrong?
Buying yen.
If you zoom right in on that, Steve, that sort of last bit of it.
Yeah.
Quite a sharp downturn while the market's been making new highs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, crossover. Job done, sorted.
So what were you saying
there? We had
retail punters the most long they've ever been. We've got the deal potentially being signed, which is potentially a case of
not going to happen. Bearish.
Well, yeah, possibly. Or it could be a case of the market's been pumped up on the expectation that the deal would be signed, and then once it's done, there's sort of nothing else to focus on.
I mean, I did say
count as well, Ian.
And a 13 count on the daily as well,
which is pretty
which is very
strong.
Significant.
Yeah.
Okay. Figures today, we've got CPI
goes.
Lovely.
Cool. All right, gents. Well, let's wrap it up there, and we'll catch up again tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.